Hello and welcome to today's broadcast of FNN, September 23rd, 1792. I'm Ryan Schneider.
And I'm Victoria Nelson. Breaking news. The National Assembly, which has been in power since the fall of 1789, has recently been dissolved and the new National Convention is meeting today. We have Alice Paul at the scene.
Hello, I'm Alice Paul, and I'm speaking with Maximilian Robespierre. So, Mr. Robespierre, can you explain to us what has just occurred?
Well, there are people who are not content with the way events are going right now. They are demanding that the monarchy be abolished completely.
So are you attempting to compromise with these people?
Yes, we have disbanded the National Assembly and are now planning a meeting of the National Convention elected by universal male suffrage to write a new constitution.
How are you planning to change this constitution from the Constitution of 1791?
To review, the Constitution of 1791 created a limited monarchy, which means that our king would have to seek consent from the Legislative Assembly if he wished to make a new law. This way, the power was secured in the hands of the people. We are considering abolishing the monarchy completely in our new Constitution.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Robespierre. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Alice. Now let's go to Victoria interviewing a commoner with the other side of the story.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm here with Mrs. Moreau, the baker. Mrs. Moreau, what are some changes you think would benefit the Third Estate?
Well, what Mr. Robespierre forgot to mention was that the Constitution of 1791 only secured power for the middle class, which makes up only about 20% of the Third Estate. Also, the Constitution of 1791 required voters to pay a poll tax, which effectively prevented most people from voting.
How do you think the abolishment of the monarchy will affect the Third Estate?
Many people, including me, believe that the abolishment of the monarchy will allow more of the Third Estate to be incorporated into the government.
What are some things you would like to see kept in the new Constitution?
The Constitution of 1791 eliminated nobility as a legal order. I would like to see that to continue to be enforced.
Thank you for your opinion, Mrs. Moreau. More news after this commercial break.
Welcome to Pierre's Weaponry, your one-stop shop for quality weaponry. Currently, we are having a huge sale on pitchforks and torches. You can't be an angry mob without pitchforks and torches. We are also having a buy one, get one half off guillotine sale. So come on down to Pierre's Weaponry today, because in these days, weaponry sells fast. All sales final. Disclaimer, Pierre's Weaponry is not responsible for any injuries caused by Pierre's weapons.
Welcome back. Although it may seem that the dissolution of the National Assembly is a good thing, it could be viewed as a bad thing for the country. The formation of the National Convention may appear to guarantee equal rights and universal suffrage. In truth, it is more of a National Assembly under a different name. Although they claim to have restructured the three branches of government, it is really more a ploy to restore the image of the French government. How long can their solution last, and is it really anything more than a smokescreen? I'm here with Grace Wren. Grace, could you tell us more about the new government and the three branches?
Well, Ryan, I think that America has a good concept that they are building their government around. I believe that this is a government we can base ours off of. In fact, we can already see many similarities between the government that the National Assembly created and the new American government. For example, the American government has a legislative branch, an executive branch, and a judicial branch in their government. Their legislative branch is composed of a House of Representatives and a Senate, and all the representatives within these two groups have been elected to represent their state by the people, and their job is to balance out the power of the executive branch by working with them to create and pass laws. We can see a similarity in our current government, where our National Assembly acts as the legislative branch. Now, the executive branch of the American government consists of the president and his cabinet. The president himself is elected by the people, and he appoints his cabinet. The executive branch of our current government is composed of the king and his nobles. One difference here is that the king is obviously not elected by the people, but he does appoint the nobles that advise him. The judicial branch of the American government is composed of the Supreme Court and other lower courts. Our judicial branch, however, has a Supreme Court, but also has an administrative stream which can vote against decisions made by the executive branch. All these branches of government working together create the best balance of power.
Thank you, Grace. After the commercial break, we will have an exclusive interview with the Pope about the National Assembly and the state of the Church in France. Stay tuned.
Come eat at Chef Fromage today. We have your finest French cheeses in the world, all on sale for 25% off. One day only. Our famous homemade brie cheese is buy one wheel, get one free. So hurry on down to Chef Fromage today.
Do you hate the Constitution of 1791? I know I do. So write a letter in today to get your copy of this Constitution, to do whatever you want with it. I recommend crumpling, ripping, and burning, in that order. This offer only lasts 2 weeks. But wait, there's more. Write in within the next 3 days and get a complimentary pair of scissors. Write in today. Disclaimer, we are not responsible for any injury caused in the destruction of this unofficial document.
We hate the Constitution.
We are back with an exclusive interview with Pope Pius VI. Let's go to Victoria.
Hello, I'm here with Pope Pius VI. What is your opinion on the Constitution of 1791?
Well, the Constitution of 1791 separated the church and state and took away the church's land. The Catholic Church is very upset with this because we want to better the people of France and the entire world, and we need the government of France to support that.
How do you think the new Constitution should be changed?
The church needs to have the government support in order to spread God's message to all people. I believe the separation of church and state from the Constitution of 1791 should be abolished.
How do you feel about the new election of bishops in the clergy from the civil constitution of the clergy?
I feel that it would be far better for me to pick the bishops because God tells me who to pick to spread the Catholic religion, and the election of these leaders could allow bad decisions throughout the clergy.
Thank you for your time. Let's go back to Grace and Alice at the desk.
Thank you, Victoria. Now let's go to Ryan interviewing Madame Dubois.
Thank you, Alice. Madame, what do you think about the new Constitution?
Well, obviously the people don't like the Constitution of 1791. So I think we should go back to the ideas of the three estates where the clergy and the nobility were at the top.
What do you think about the idea of abolishing the monarchy?
Well, it's a terrible idea, because then there would be a power vacuum and a ton of fighting would happen.
What do you think about the disbanding of the National Assembly?
I think it is good to disband the National Assembly, but instead of adding anything new, we should just go back to the three estates.
What would you do if the monarchy is indeed abolished?
I would do anything to bring the monarchy back.
Thank you for your time, Madame Dubois. Now back to Grace and Alice.
That concludes our news broadcast for today.
Join us for our next broadcast at 10. I'm Alice Paul.
And I'm Grace Wren, signing off for FNN.